Introducing Peacock, the new free streaming service from NBC Universal. It's hit movies, current shows, live sports, trending bits, and timeless hits. And that's why you can't not watch. Peacock. Watch for free. Upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. Law & Order SVU streaming now.
Welcome back to Daybreak USA with Ron Ray, and now it's time for the Wednesday edition of Weather with a Beat. Seattle 66, Portland 67, 75 in Sacramento, 64 in San Francisco, 77 in L.A., 98 in Las Vegas, and 105 in Phoenix, 94 in Albuquerque, 83 in Denver, 83 in Salt Lake City. It'll be 81 in Minneapolis, while Omaha gets to 86, 91 degrees in Topeka, 97 in Oklahoma City, Amarillo at 95, Dallas at 92, Houston at 93, and New Orleans at 90. Also 90 in Little Rock, 93 in St. Louis, 89 in Chicago. Atlanta hits a high of 85, while Miami gets to 90. Charlotte at 91, Roanoke at 86, just 73 degrees in the nation's capital, while New York City gets up to 73, and 68 degrees in Boston. Not much rain to speak of on this hump day, a little in Northern California, Oregon, and Washington. Minnesota, Wisconsin, and most of Iowa will have showers. There'll also be rain in Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. Scattered showers along the East Coast. And that's a look at the hump day edition of Weather with a Beat.
And now, taking a look at sports, the Tampa Bay Lightning will continue their defense of the Stanley Cup as they beat the Carolina Hurricanes 2-0 to win that series 4-1. Braden Point scoring the go-ahead goal in the second period, his 8th of the playoffs. They await the winner of the Islanders and Bruins series, where New York holds the 3-2 lead. And the Vegas Golden Knights took Game 5 of their series with the Colorado Avalanche 3-2 in overtime. Mark Stone scoring the game winner just 50 seconds into the extra frame to give the Knights the 3-2 series lead. In the NBA playoffs, the Philadelphia 76ers tied up their East semifinal with the Atlanta Hawks, taking Game 2 118-108. Joel Embiid leading all scorers with 40 points and 13 rebounds, with Tobias Harris adding 22. The series moves to Atlanta Friday for Game 3. And the Utah Jazz opened up their Western Conference semifinal with a 112-109 win over the LA Clippers. Donovan Mitchell exploding for 45 points. Jordan Clarkson added 18 off the bench. Game 2 is Thursday night. Florida State is one win away from a national championship, beating top-seeded Oklahoma 8-4 in the opener of the Women's College World Series Championship Series. Florida State freshman Kaylee Harding homered and drove in 4 runs to lead the Seminoles. They can capture the best-of-3 series tonight. In the major leagues, the Orioles offense continued rolling, beating the Mets 10-3. The Astros blew out the Red Sox 7-1. Brandon Crawford launched 2 home runs in the Giants' 9-4 win over the Rangers. The Yankees doubled up the Twins 8-4. The Indians pummeled the Cardinals 10-1, and the Cubs went deep 3 times in a 7-1 win over the Padres. And that's a look at sports.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, a veterinarian physician and founder of Youngevity, great nutritional company, based on 90 for Life. 90 essential nutrients, all vertebrates, whether you're a wombat, an elephant, a giraffe, an ostrich, a human being, a monkey, a cow, a dog, or a cat, doesn't matter. All vertebrates require 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. They help prevent birth defects. There are no genetic birth defects. That's my thesis is in the Smithsonian Institute of Natural Treasure. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. They're all nutritional deficiency diseases. That's why my thesis is in the Smithsonian Institute of Natural Treasure. I want you to get on the 90 for Life program, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. And don't forget the Rebound or sports drink. And don't forget, you need your immune system because of all this pandemic virus stuff going around. And so contact us at usaradiohealth.com. Contact us at usaradiohealth.com.
Does your business spend $500 a month or more on gas and electric bills? Did you know by making a simple free phone call, you can save up to 25% on your bill every month? What could you do with a 25% savings on utility bills every month? Energy deregulation is now available in your state. Making one simple phone call will show you how we can lower your gas and electric bills instantly, with no changes to your bill and no enrollment fee. This is a free service. The only thing you'll notice is a lower bill every month. Call U.S. Power and Light right now. Learn how easy it is to lower your utility bills for your business and save money. We promise. So if you spend over $500 a month on your gas and electric bills, please call right now and unleash your savings. 800-941-3381. 800-941-3381. 800-941-3381. That's 800-941-3381.
Welcome back. Daybreak USA continues. Rod Without Ray on a Wednesday. Chris here. Interesting thing came out yesterday.
What's that?
There were some people who are in jail from January 6th still.
Yeah.
It's been over 5 months. And one of the letters said something that was point blank spot on. Now, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it an insurrection. I don't know that that's really the definition of insurrection. We can call it an invasion. I think we could all agree on that. We could call it a riot. We could probably all agree on that by watching the videos. And by the way, that sound that you hear in the background of those videos is the sound of the metal detectors going off at every doorway in the building. So that means they had large metal objects, aka weaponry.
Yeah. Surely wasn't an artificial
Some of them
hit.
had to have guns. Now, they said, this letter said, if we wanted to overthrow the government on January 6th, we could have. I think they're telling the truth. Because there were no shots fired. A few. That's not correct. A few. One woman was killed in gunfire. But if everybody there that had a gun would have started firing, and they would have been able to breach certain hallways or certain areas or gotten lucky and went the right direction at the right time, they might have been able to kill 20, 30, 40 senators, many members of the House, and maybe the Vice President Mike Pence himself. Now, if in fact, let's just say 40 senators were shot, they wouldn't have been able to have a quorum. Therefore, they could not have reconvened the Senate and voted or certified the election and the inauguration for Joe Biden. That could have happened very easily. Not to mention, what in the world would have happened in this country if you had 40 or 50 senators or members of the House of Representatives murdered on one day? And I think they could have done that if they wanted to. You know, there's weaponry that's out there. We know what they can do in these mass shootings. But it wasn't done. So, therefore, it sounds like it was a little more organized and a little more laid out on what their job was than we talk about.
Almost sounds like an attempted coup d'etat.
It does, doesn't it? Well,
because that's, in that scenario you laid out, that's what it would have been. It would have been a coup d'etat.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what would we have done that night? What would have happened to all those other people? You know, once again, the Republicans and the Democrats, two views of this is the Republicans have said the election was a fraud. But in all the seats that they gained in the House, in the governorships and everything, there's never any mention of fraud. So they just picked certain races to have fraud in?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, now, the new theory, and from our favorite sports handicapper, I'm not even going to mention by name, because I'm not, whatever. But the sports handicapper...
I think he has 3 initials, though, but go ahead.
Okay. So the sports handicapper, that's definitely not Jimmy the Greek. That one at least knew what he was talking about. Anyway, the sports handicapper says, well, the reason why they didn't go down ballot, they just didn't have enough time to, rig it. It was only, Trump, and they were running out of time because, there were some reports of Xerox paper being used to certify actual votes. And I'm listening to this, and part of my job behind the scenes is to yell at people when, they say stupid things. Let's just say I had about 4 cases of Sucrets going yesterday.
When they came out in this recount, or as we call it here, the fraudit, here in Arizona, where they were inspecting the ballots with a magnifying glass to see if they could see any particles of rice.
Oh, yeah,
because
China.
If they did, that mean they were shipped in from China.
Yeah.
No Americans eat rice, right? Ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God, please don't mention rice. I was on that diet for a month.
Uncle Ben just turned over in his grave.
No.
Oh,
It's now,
wait, he doesn't exist
it's
anymore.
It's now Ben.
Just Ben.
Yeah.
He's not your uncle. He's your
Yeah.
dad. Okay, there you go. Well, so there you go. Now, I believe that they had enough manpower. They had enough manpower to injure 160 police officers.
Yeah.
And I think the police officers would have been a lot more resistant to that behavior than most of the people in the Senate or the House of Representatives.
What did you think about the report that came out yesterday? And listen, I have to agree with a lot of the assessment there that the Capitol Police just pretty much stood there like a bump on a log and kind of let this happen. Look, in the entrance of the Capitol, I remember one clip. You had 3 guys who were in tactical SWAT gear, ready to do what they had to do. This one Trump supporter, he was dressed in the full garb. He was there to support the president, but this guy was actually responsible. He was just there marching. I'm cool with that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So he goes up to these people. He's in the crowd hearing what they're saying. He goes, get the F over there. These mother effing people are crazy. They are going to lose their effing minds. Stop them now. You got to call in tactical. You got to get in the National Guard now. And these guys, these cops, just stood there and looked at him like he had 3 heads. He's screaming. He's begging them, do something.
Well, first of all, we've talked about gang mentality before.
Yeah.
I talked about going to see Rocky the first time, and a fight broke out between 2 guys wearing $5,000 suits. Their suit was worth more than my car. And they're duking it out in a movie because one guy was talking and the other guy told him to shut up. So, yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, there could have been a solution that would have helped the Capitol Police. We'll pick up on that point when we come back right here on Daybreak USA. Welcome back. 12 minutes before the hour.
Place your next seditious hour here.
Now, here's the question. I said that I particularly don't care if there's an inquiry into the situation because, first of all, I watch all the videos.
Yeah.
And I watch it on all the networks at all levels of liberal and conservative. And I think they basically all said the same things. The picture is worth 1,000 words. Yeah, it really was. To see that mob, to see those gallows, to hear that chant, to hang the Vice President of the United States, that's pure treason.
Yeah. And by the way,
there's no question about that. And that's why I don't need an inquiry. But here's the question. You talked about the matter-of-fact way that some of the police officers treated this situation. Some of them did greet these people like they were tourists.
Yeah,
there's no question. At the start, especially.
There's footage of field cops who were outside where those barricades were, disengaging the barricades, saying, "Come on in." And it was
but there's a couple other things here. First of all, if you are in the Capitol building and you look out any window and you see this phalanx of people walking towards you, all carrying banners and flagpoles and who knows what else, and they're marching towards you, you would think that there's trouble on the way.
You know what?
And not only that, here's a couple more questions. Obviously, it was a breach of the security of the building, no question. And in many cases, it was allowed. It should never be allowed. That's verboten. That's against the rules. But second of all, there was a shift of Capitol Police officers who had gotten off about an hour earlier when this mob had started approaching the Capitol. Now, if you have any predilection at all that they're coming your way as their boss,
Yeah.
wouldn't you have said to them, I want everybody to stay on their job for an extra 2 hours today? Oh, you might get 50 dissenters that would say to you, you know, I'm an only parent and I have to send my child to school or this, that, or the other. But a majority, 90% of law enforcement officers, maybe 95, maybe 99, are dedicated enough to their job that they would say, of course we'll stay in the necessity of safety and the people that we protect on a daily basis. You wouldn't have had to ask them twice. They would have stayed. That would have doubled the amount of police there. Maybe less police officers then would have been injured, both psychologically and physically. One guy lost an eye. Another guy lost 3 fingers. 3 guys lost their lives.
How many have post-traumatic stress disorder? That's
yeah.
a wound, too. It really is.
60 people took early retirement.
You know, here's my thing, and I'm going to have to, kind of dance here a little bit, but there's somebody you and I both know really well who works over at Fox News, from Oliver North's past. Colonel North, sorry.
Sure.
Behind the scenes guy. I think you know
Former
who I'm talking
producer,
yeah, you know who I'm talking about. And I don't want to out him and, blow up his spot here, but
no.
But I DM'd him that day. I go, what the F are you doing in the field? Get out of there. He DMs me back. We've alerted Capitol Police. We've alerted everybody we can think of. I go, we're removing our mic cubes. Even people in the media were being hunted down like animals.
Absolutely.
And, so he was like, and he goes, our EPs, and we got a call from London that's the boss of bosses in that company says, get my reporters out of there. I don't want anybody going to a hospital today. I want them going home or go back to the studio.
And the other part of that is, we have, at this point, more women working in that building in the executive position of the people in that building, in other words, representatives and senators, than we've ever had before.
Yeah.
It's not just a men's club anymore. Used to be, 98 men and 2 women?
No, it's definitely co-ed. Between members of Congress, their
Right.
aides, pages, and so forth down the line.
The concept that the concept of putting a woman through that is really mind-boggling to me, because first of all, many of the men who work in that chamber are veterans, and some of the women, but obviously not all the men and not all the women.
I want to ask you something. There's one point I always hear people make, about that woman who was shot to death. And, oh, she was a victim, blah, blah, blah. Well, she really wasn't. Here's my viewpoint on that. She was a former member of the Air Force. I thank her greatly for her service to this nation. But I
don't anymore, sorry.
Well, hold on. As a member of the Air Force, she knows at certain checkpoints and certain bases in this country, there is authorized lethal force.
Yeah, shot on sight.
Yeah, so you're going to tell me she couldn't think there was risk? She couldn't tell those people, hey, these guys are allowed to kill us if we,
No
breach.
one who could have even been able to walk that far from where the speech was to the Capitol building could possibly not know that what they were about to do was illegal. Rotten Radio continues on Daybreak USA.
Attention seniors on Medicare and Medicaid or receiving extra help for your prescription drugs. We have great news. You can change or enroll into a Medicare plan every 3 months if you qualify, all from the comfort and safety of your own home, over the phone. No one even needs to come to your home. And in minutes, we'll tell you all about some additional new Medicare benefits for you, like dental, vision, hearing, transportation, and more. Call us. We'll explain all your new Medicare benefits. Premiums are as low as $0 per month. Even if you are not paying anything for your coverage now, you need to call our licensed agents to review your plan. There are zero-cost plans available in some areas. Don't wait till next year. Get all the Medicare benefits you deserve. Call a licensed agent today.
800-461-2114. 800-461-2114. That's 800-461-2114. Paid for by Senior Choice Plans.
Hi, this is Michael, creator of Michael's MNP Supplements. Let's talk energy. Do you wake up tired even after a full night's sleep? Does keeping up with your family and or your job leave you exhausted by noon? Do you find yourself turning way too early in the day and too often to caffeine-loaded drinks just to get you through it all? Why not turn to Michael's MNP's Energy Factors instead? Our energy factors are safe, healthy, and a natural way to keep your body energized and without that caffeine crash that you get from those laden drinks. Visit us today at michaelshealth.com.
This is Pastor Greg, and I use Energy Factors. They're great. Order yours today at michaelshealth.com. That's michaelshealth.com, and use Pastor Greg for your special discount. That's Pastor Greg, and get your special discount today.
Welcome back to Daybreak USA. Now, while we typically think of aging in terms of our physical appearance, it's more than just the wrinkles on our face and the graying of, oh, sweet God, our hair. And tell me, listen, I have so much snow on the roof, Doppler's picking me up on radar. Anyway, as we get older, our body is changing at the cellular level. Luckily, these are simple lifestyle changes we can help take control of as we age. And to tell us about that is research neuroscientist and expert in the field of nutrition, diet, and addiction, Dr. Nicole Avena. Dr. Nicole Avena, welcome to Daybreak USA. Good morning, and how are you on this fine morning?
Oh, good morning. I'm really happy to be here.
All right, we got to work on my gray hair, so let's get into this because I really need help or, a therapist. What can we do to fight the signs of aging?
Well, there's a lot that we can do. We can't control the fact that we're going to age, but there are things that we can do to try to mitigate the process a bit. So focusing on getting exercise, even a little bit each day, making sure we have meaningful social connections and interactions is very important, making sure we're getting enough sleep. And also focusing on our cellular health. This is an area that's relatively new. It's an emerging category that we're seeing in the health and wellness space, but it's really revolutionizing how we age. Because we know that the diet that we eat can give us the macronutrients and micronutrients that can help us to stay healthy, but this might not be enough to combat the age-associated cellular decline that we're seeing on the inside of our cells.
Yeah, I've been reading about this new way of measuring our health. I mean, how long has this been a factor and something we've been monitoring?
Well, I think it's something that's relatively new, but it's emerging. And we're learning so much about how important it is to take control of what's happening on the inside of our bodies, and even more than that, on the inside of our cells. And there's ways in which we can do that. So using something like a supplement like Celtrient, cellular nutrition products from Nestle Health Sciences, they're a great way to make sure that we can mitigate some of the common signs of aging, like fatigue, that decline in strength and stamina that we tend to feel as we get older, and also the lack of energy that comes as we age.
Here, where can we find out more information?
So you can find out more information at Celtrient.com, and Celtrient is available there for purchase and also on Amazon.com.
Dr. Nicole Avena, we are so happy to have you on Daybreak, and thank you, by the way, for making me feel better about the little bit of gray I have. It's not too bad yet. Okay, it's mildly bad. So, all right, doctor, you have a pleasant rest of your day, and we're going to check all this information. Oh, where can we follow you on social media if that's available?
Sure, you can follow me on social media at Dr. Nicole Avina.
Sounds great. Dr. Avina, thank you for joining us this morning here on Daybreak USA. Have a pleasant rest of your day, okay? And we'd like to thank Dr. Nicole Avina for this partnered interview.
When you get Xfinity Internet, Flex is included free, and finding what to watch on TV is now as easy as popcorn. This is a way better way to watch.
Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today to get a great offer on Internet and add Flex for free. Restrictions apply.
If you're struggling with alcohol or drugs, Recovery Centers of America can help. RCA's local inpatient and outpatient treatment programs are founded on science and delivered with heart. At RCA, they tailor your treatment to you and also offer specialized programs for patients experiencing a relapse or with history of trauma, for young adults, adults 50 plus, and the LGBTQIA plus community. Recovery Centers of America answers the phone and admits patients 24/7. Don't wait. Call 1-888-RECOVERY now. That's 1-888-RECOVERY.